Hi! Welcome back to episode number 26 of Bedtime Stories with VJ. Who's VJ? I'm VJ, and I am back with yet another fun, interesting, and a fun story. Okay, where's my earphone? Okay, here it is. Today, I'm trying to be louder, I'm trying to sound clearer, and I hope you all have fun. Today's story is a very cute story. It is the story of a little, no, how can this creature be little? This is a giraffe. Giraffes can never be little. This is a huge, massive giraffe. Today, we're going to share the story of Genie. The Who's Genie? Yes. We're going to listen to the story of the friendly giraffe Genie. So let's get started. Let's learn a little bit more about who this Genie is. All right. Okay. Hi, Divisha. Looks like an interesting story. Yes, Divisha, this is a very interesting story. It's a very cute story. So let's go forth and listen to the story. So, Ginny was a very friendly giraffe. He loved to meet new animals and make friends. He was kind hearted too. And whenever he saw any animal in trouble, he would quickly go over to help the animal. He was a nice guy. One day, he was eating the bright red buds of the forest flame tree. There is a tree which is usually found in the jungles, and it has red flowers. The flowers are so bright and so brilliant that when you look at it from far, they look like that tree is on fire, which is why this tree is called the forest flame, and it's usually found in the jungles. And so our genie was eating the red buds, buds of the flowers. He was eating the red buds of the forest flame tree, and he was enjoying every single mouthful. He was going, enjoying it. As he was munching away, he looked down and he saw a deer looking up at him. He was going, so Genie, yes, you want to meet Genie? I have to show you Genie. So let us see our little Genie. This is hi. This is Genie. Genie's come to be with me to tell you the story. All right. So Genie's here. So Genie, say hi. Hi. So Genie looked down and he saw the deer looking up at him sadly. Okay, we have one more. Hi, Ishnika. This is the story of Ginny the giraffe. Hi, I'm going to tell you the story of Ginny. Yes, isn't Ginny very cute? I think he's cute too. I love him. So let us see. So the deer was looking up at Ginny as Ginny was munching away. So Ginny put his head on and asked the deer, "Hello, Mr. Deer. Why are you looking so sad?" So the deer looked up at Ginny and said, "Ginny the giraffe." So he looked up at Ginny the giraffe and said, "I saw you eating the buds of the forest flame. You look so happy. I'm sure they're very tasty. I also want to eat some, but I can't reach. They're so high up. I wonder how they taste." "Oh," said Ginny, "I can help you." Saying that, he reached out with his long neck and he plucked some buds and he dropped them down to the deer. The deer quickly gobbled up the buds and said, Yum! These are so tasty. Ginny, you are a very dear friend. So, you see, Ginny is a nice friend. Just then, a flock of yellow-billed oxpeckers came and sat on Ginny's neck. They went tweet, 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 and then tweet, 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 and then some more tweet, 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 tweet. Ginny felt ticklish and he kept giggling. So the deer asked, Ginny, why don't you shoo those oxpeckers away? They seem to be troubling you. So Ginny replied, Oh, not at all. Not at all. They love sitting on my neck. And I loved having them over. Because you know what? They nip those tiny insects off my neck. Yes, they are ticklish. But I love having them over. So you see, Ginny was everyone's friend. And everyone loved him. Now one day, Ginny was going about the jungle eating leaves from the top of the tree, pulling buds, eating some, dropping some. When he saw a fox run into his home, the burrow. Where do fox live? Fox live in burrows. So the fox ran into his burrow. Now Ginny's tree, Ginny lived in the jungle. And if Ginny had to sleep, how would he sleep? He would sleep standing up. How would he sleep? Let me show you how he would sleep. He would sleep, either he would sleep standing up, or you know what they do? How do giraffes sleep? When giraffes, the giraffes spend their entire day walking around and eating, and they're standing still. And at night, they would go to sleep standing up with one eye open. Which eye is open now? This eye? Yes. They would keep one eye open and their ears alert. You know why they would keep their eye open? They would keep one eye open because, of course, they're tired, they're sleeping, no? So they're sleeping, but with one eye, they would keep a lookout for predators. And with their ears, which would twitch, 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 they would listen. So his ears would go, they would listen for predators. And if they got very, very tired, they would lie down like this. They would sit down. They would tuck their feet in. He would tuck his feet in like this and like this. And then he would sit like this. And then he would put his neck here. I know it looks like a big kasrat. He'd put his little head here on his rump and he would go to sleep. Now this looks so painful. I'm sure it's painful. Or maybe it is not because it's a giraffe. He has a long neck. He can do things like that. So this is how he would sleep. But sleeping like this meant that he would be out in the open. If there was rain, he could get drenched. His ears would get drenched. His mouth would get drenched. His face would get drenched. When he saw the fox going into the burrow, he wanted to sleep like the fox. He also wanted to go into the burrow. Do you think that is possible? Do you think this Ginny giraffe, can go into a fox's burrow? So he went up to the fox and he said, Hi fox, can I ask you a question? The fox said, Yes, Ginny, ask me anything. So Ginny said, I want to sleep in your burrow. Can I? Now the fox was stumped. How could Ginny sleep in his burrow? So the fox looked at him and said, You're welcome, Ginny. I mean, I cannot say no. You're welcome. Please come. But how will you fit inside the burrow? So Ginny said, Don't worry. I will manage. So our cute little Ginny, what did he do? Our cute little Ginny tried to stretch out his legs. He tried to do a split. He tried to stretch out his legs like this. And then he tried to stretch out his neck. The more he tried, the more funnier he looked. The fox was now getting scared because the giraffe looked very uncomfortable. And the fox was sure that Ginny would hurt himself. The harder Ginny tried, the funnier he looked. He stretched his legs, he stretched his neck, he twisted his lips, he twisted his head. Soon, a crowd of animals gathered around. And at first, they all stood looking at him. And slowly, they also found it funny. So they started laughing. Poor Ginny. He was now starting to feel very foolish. So he stood up and he said, "Never mind, I'm going." And he walked away to eat some leaves. The fox realized that Ginny felt bad. The other animals too felt bad because, like I told you, Ginny was a good guy. He was everybody's friend. He was always there to help them, and he was always there to laugh with them. He was always there whenever they needed him. He was everybody's friend. So if he was feeling bad, the others were also feeling bad. So they all got together and they started discussing. They were all sitting and discussing, and they made a plan. That night, none of the other animals slept. They were all busy with a plan to give Ginny an experience he would never forget. The next day, Ginny could not see any of his friends. They all seemed to have gone away from the forest. He looked for the fox. No fox. He looked for the elephants. No elephants. He looked for the deer. No deer. He was getting worried. So what did he do? He asked the oxpeckers who were already hanging onto his neck. So he asked the oxpeckers if they could see the other animals. But they had also not seen any of the other animals. Ginny was surprised and slightly sad. How did everybody go away for a party without calling me? I wonder where they are. So he felt sad. We will also feel sad, no? If we don't see all our friends in the evening and we think that they've gone for a party without us. We think like that. So Ginny also thought everybody had gone for a party without him. But late that evening, just as Ginny was trying to get comfortable beside a tree and sleep, remember I told you his ears are always alert? He heard a sound. So immediately looked behind. He was standing like this and he turned around. And what did he see? He saw all the animals standing there looking very excited. Ginny asked the fox, "What happened, dear fox? Where were you all day? And why are all of you standing here now?" The fox smiled. You know, foxes have a very cute smile, very cunning smile. So the fox smiled and he said, "Dear Ginny, we have a surprise for you." Saying that, the elephant with his huge trunk came forward. He put his trunk around Ginny's neck and together he took him to the small hill. The elephant and all the other animals took Ginny to a small hill by the water hole. The hill was almost as high as Ginny, and right on top was a small burrow. Ginny looked at his friends and wondered, "What is this? Why have you brought me here?" The fox quickly clambered up the hill and stood next to the burrow and said, what did he say? He said, "Ginny, you are a very good friend to all of us. You wanted to see what my burrow looked like, and I too wanted you to see it. But because of your height and your long legs and long neck, you could not. You looked so sad yesterday. So we all decided to make a burrow just for you, your own special burrow. Now put your head into the burrow and see if you like it." Imagine our big Ginny, cute Ginny has a burrow for himself. Ginny was thrilled and he put his head into the burrow. It was the most beautiful burrow of all. The fox had dug out the burrow. The elephants had lined it with shiny pebbles. The rabbits had lined it with soft green moss. And the squirrels had kept sweet berries and buds of the forest flame inside the burrow for Genie to eat. Now, when Genie wanted to sleep, all he had to do was put his head into the burrow and take a soft nap on the soft moss and go to sleep. And that is what true friends do. They help you out and they make you feel really, really special when you want to. This is the story of Ginny and the and who? And his friends. Yay! How do you like this? This is our little Ginny, and he's going to sleep here tonight. You like the story? This is the story of our friend Ginny, right? And all his other friends. They look so adorable, right? So, how do you like the story, children? This is the story of how friends should be, how friends should help each other, how friends should be nice to each other. This is the story of my friend Ginny over here, my cute little adorable Ginny who's going to sleep on my shoulder today. And I hope that you love the story. You will share the story with all your friends, and you yourself will be very, very good friends to your friends. All right. Now, on Monday, I shall be back. But on Monday, I'm not going to be telling a story. Instead, you know what? Somebody is going to be interviewing VJ. So I will be talking about the importance of storytelling. All right. So if you like to listen to interviews, you can join in and listen to the interview, or we can meet again on Wednesday. So till then, I wish you all a very, very good night. I wish you all lots of sweet dreams, and I wish you a very happy weekend. And you know what? There's a song my mother used to sing to me. Good night, sleep tight, don't let the bugs bite. Bye bye.